Yo, what is up, YouTube? What is and what up, everybody? As you can tell, tonight is I want to welcome John Paul, Spunky. Uh, so far, so only 3 people. Welcome. Sorry, it's been almost like it feels like forever for a week. So, um, anyway, some of you are probably wondering, where am I right now? I'm here in my workshop. Yo, what's up, John Paul? How are you tonight? So, to leave a footnote, I didn't go too far with the engine during the week, during the last stream. As you know, some of you saw me actually piecing the engine together, gluing it, painting it, and so on and so forth. Well, anywho, a little fun thing I did. So y'all know the chassis is still not going to be complete yet until the engine has been fully mounted in. So I want to give you guys a sneak peek what's been going on, where I'm at right now with the engine. So, anywho, lo and behold, the start of the and lockdown is good. Lockdown is done and over, and we are good. So, anyways, this is where I'm at now with the actual Cummins. I'll let you look really closely. So far, I got some parts of the engine together. Got the little oil line there. The little whatchamacallit, the Freon compressors on. So basically here tonight, I'm actually in the process of getting everything together, the side engine, or the side parts of the engine. Actually, the funny thing is, I have not been on top of my A game, but this piece will be going on tonight, so it's going to get worked in. And I also have these here. I gotta actually get the where my finger's pointing at here. I better use the War Veteran. So the the fuel filters are gonna also be painted as well. Hopefully, I can get that done tonight, which I should be. Oh, in a nutshell, I think I should be basically kind of caught up now. Okay. And John Class, welcome. So, yeah, right. Our lockdown over here has been kind of, done with, sorta, but we still get people who are just like, well, you know how it goes. People just don't. We're still doing the social distancing a little bit, but it's like 3 feet, I think. Yes, and I actually did have the 1/16 scale Nomad at one time. Unfortunately, I never really got done to finishing it, believe it or not, and I don't know where it is now. I think it's with everything else in my forgotten list. So tonight's the usual, the auto car, listen to me, the Diamond Rio. And it is a nice kit. The auto car is nice. Or car. The Nomad kit's nice. So anyways, I gotta mount this little piece in now for where the deep stick is going. So we're gonna have that all mounted in. I do have to go back and I do have to repaint it again. So I'm gonna kind of like let that dry. I do need to actually get. Now we got that little piece in there, a little thing, little dipstick. It's not really a dipstick if you really want to put it. Yeah, it is. It's a dipstick. A dipstick for a dipstick, I say, So anyways, now we're going to begin with the fuel filter. I am going to dismount it from the parts tree, which I am humbly looking forward to doing. Unfortunately, my other pair of trustees, scissors, or clippers, are basically covered in paint. I would say covered in snow, but we're not in winter and it's not anything good. So Um, yeah, but going back with the Nomad kit, yeah. Detailing it is a very important thing. If you saw my last stream, well, bare metal foil, the what I recommend doing though with that kit, bare metal foil, the trim, the inside dashboard trim, bare metal foil. That it's I learned it. I picked it up at first, but I learned it actually right away, which was either shit or get off the pot, if you know what I mean. So, anyways, um, well, my little worn torn brush. Yeah, I know. A lot of people are thinking, how come I didn't get a new one yet? I don't know. I've just been really lazy. And yeah, I've been lazy. Gotta get a new rag too to wipe the brush off, but I can actually deal with it for a little longer. No biggie. But I do have to get a new paintbrush before I retire. That's important, or else I'm going to be really in a dull moment. So, what I'm going to do is now I am going to take my magic stirring stick. We don't know what that one is. It's this one here with the multicolor. The green, black, white, red. Very good for a stirring stick, but sloppy on my part. But I'm just going to stir this bad boy up really quick. Then tonight is also going to be getting the supercharger assembled and the exhaust. But I have something good in mind for the turbo. Hopefully I'm not going to make it look too bad, but I'll make it convincing enough. So, what we got going on here? You know, I've actually seen somebody do it. Open up the ashtray and glove box. So, anyways, I wear my cheater glasses here, which I kind of need to wear these because apparently, yeah, it's that important for me to actually be a little bit more in tune about like what I'm wearing and how I do it. Yeah, it's a lot going on. A lot of painting, detailing, bare metal, which can be fun, but can also be a pain in the butt. So that's just basically it. And on me, I am trying to go as nostalgic as I possibly can, not to take any originality away, but now I gotta let that sit. Let the dipstick sit, and then I can begin the actual process of assembling the turbine and kind of getting everything else together so I'm not having problems. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Actually, no, I can't do the turbine because I got one piece I overstepped. But I will assemble. Where is that piece now? What? Which answer? Let me see here. Oh, wait, hold on. No, yeah, just hold on. What's going on? Anybody know the answer to what? Let me see. I probably can answer it. I'm doing good, SDM. I'm doing very good. So basically, just doing the diamond reel kit. It's a slow process, painful but slow. Enjoying that, taking my time building model, and you can actually make the ashtray open, like I actually explained in the video. Just one or two ways you can go about doing it. You can make a miniature track to slide in and out and stuff like that. But yeah, working on the slow but painful thing there, SDM. I'm actually just getting everything kind of sort of together, but in a slow process, a snail's pace. But Eventually, I will be getting it to a point where I can actually do something. It's not just going to be in small strides. Unfortunately, with me building truck kits, yeah, you want to build these right. You don't want to screw them up, and it's not a good thing. I don't want to screw them up. I don't want to build it wrong, and I do not want to do anything horrible. So let's see. I gotta get this piece together, which is gonna be the equivalent of, now what was this piece again? Upper oil cooler. So that piece has to get mounted in. Great. Just what I always wanted to do. More mounting, more gluing. Gluing and mounting and gluing. Oh, actually, it does the teeth. Yeah, to get into the area. This is the part I basically don't like doing. It's like one of the most delicate things here, which is sanding, especially if you sand the wrong part and you sand the teeth that's supposed to connect to that said other part. Well, there's always that problem, and it's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. So I just want to get everything down. I don't even know where my trusty file went off to. I wish I can use that now for this part, but unfortunately I don't have that file, and I'm not about to go looking for it. I know it sounds lazy. I know it sounds really dumb, but there's not much I can really do about it, you know? The best I can here to get this part kind of sanded. I'm not taking, there's a reason why I don't take these parts off the tree. Certain parts, 2 parts, I usually leave the main part onto the tree. Do the secondary, and once I get the secondary in, which is this piece, it'll get painted. It's a good note to remember, so you don't get your fingers all wet with paint and or any other mishaps that can happen along the way. And there goes my magic toothpick, which obviously dropped to the floor, which I can get later, no big deal. Hopefully. So let's see. Now I just gotta wake up the glue bottle here. Some point I will be getting more rubber cement, and whenever that's gonna be. I really gotta take care of that shortly after. So in comes Mary. And no, I wouldn't be singing the Brady Bunch song. I did it once, and it was in high school, and it was awful. Then again, anybody in my school had to do it for extracurricular activity. So, looks like I gotta do this piece up, and I gotta mount that piece in. No biggie. The stars over here, which I do have to paint, and I gotta mount that in too as well, but that's on a different time. I'm not gonna do very much of that. But I did do one piece, which is this piece right here, which happens to be the after cooler. Well, there's nothing bad about that now, is there? Yeah. What? No. Oh, that's true. That was a factory default in the. Believe it or not, that was actually factory mishap on the Buicks on the Riviera. Yes, that's actually a true thing, because some people had to actually get aftermarket ashtrays to get them installed, or they had to make up their own just to make a centerpiece and just drop it in there. I mean, again, I didn't have a Buick. And most of my relatives had Chevelles, which I thought was really freaking hilarious. So yeah, that's just the way it is, you know. Yeah, there's some cars that were meant to be on the road, and there's some cars that weren't. The Pinto was one that perfect example of the Pinto. And as honest as I'm going to be, the Pinto was basically the Pinto was a bit of an issue on its own because with the gas tank. A lot of people, the gas tank would fall out. That was the same thing if you had the Volkswagen. I believe it was the Golf and the Volkswagen Jetta. I believe it was the two of the same, two of the vehicles. And yeah, that was basically it. And can't say very much about that part. So, so anyways, there's always that like thing that a company makes a mistake, or especially newer cars nowadays. New cars aren't. I'll be perfectly honest. Like the old style body, huh? That's the problem. A lot of new cars. Look at today's standards. Okay, look. Just to be perfectly honest. Okay, much as I am an old school girl who likes older cars, I actually have to be honest. There were some defects I did not like. Certain things. If some of you remember the A-track players used to put in cars, and how much of a nightmare that was when your A-track would get destroyed. No, not a lot of people do know any of that because it was a factory defect. A lot of companies made factory defects, but here's the catch-22 that most people don't know. When you bought a car, if it had a defect, the majority of people would just be like, they rush back to the dealership because now they're like, well, we need this fixed. You know, how do you fix something that's already a defect, even if the company knew it, but the salesperson may or may not know it? Which is, in and of itself, it's actually one of the scariest things because now you spent back then it was like $2,000 for a car. Oh, congrats, John. 120 subs, that's awesome. So, of course, got my trusty handy dandy wine cooler. Enjoying my night, enjoying the stream tonight because I know tomorrow night I gotta work. But that doesn't mean I can have a good time. So that's basically the gist of it here. And what Pritel was this again? Oh, it's a flat tan. If I use white, I gotta use a glass white for the crud. Okay, so I gotta use a glass white for the oil filters or fuel filters. Note to self: fuel filter, not oil filter, for the trucks. Yo, what's up, Devil Dog? Uh-oh, and we got a problem. Of course, I'm weak as a kitten, and I only have one thing in hand here, which is my little helper, Rusty. Yeah, I know. I usually run hot water under it, but I'm too damn lazy. So I'm using Rusty here as my little, as a little bit of my assistant, kind of like what Beaker and Dr. Honey do. By George, I don't think I can get the damn top up now. Okay, where's tweezers? Tweezers! Right here. Okay, good. There's a seal in there still. Holy moly, this is like trying to get. It's like getting an epoxy base something other. No. Yeah, you know what? I'll put it up here for now. It'll give me some time to do something. Great. And where did I put my stirring stick? Really? Somebody please kill me. Great. I'll have to use this one then. I give up. I can't find what I'm looking for. Was that the one? Yeah. No, that's that fine one. That's for the fine detail. Ah, here we go. And there I go. Getting all like gunked up by copper here. Oh, it feels like it's kind of tacky though. So I gotta mix this paint up a little bit. Apparently, it's been singing just a little bit too long, and oh my god, it looks beige. Oh, that's right. It's that pigment stuff that you always do. I gotta keep it down below the table so I don't get onto the truck. I don't get on the frame. I don't get on the engine. I'd be like that little toddler who just goes in like putting finger paints on the wall, if you know what I mean. I think that should be good. What do you think? Look good enough? I think it do. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll tell you what though about the lockdown. That was really some scary stuff, wasn't it? Couldn't really do much of anything. You couldn't go out, couldn't have fun. You just had to order from home, and before you know it, you're getting COVID pledge. Yeah, I know. I even though working in the pandemic and being a frontline worker on top of what I'm doing, it was never a dull moment. I'll tell you that though. It felt weird. It didn't feel right. And it felt very unnatural. And I gotta pee, and I gotta stowaway on my paintbrush. How cute. I'll remember that next time when I have a stowaway on my paintbrush, I can actually do something with it. So I'm gonna kind of do the fine detail on the fuel filter, and I'd show you how I'm doing it, but I gotta try not to get my fingers in the process because I usually don't like getting very much paint on my fingers, especially handling with stuff that basically can be a little bit more problematic, and I think I'm already having a problem. So I'll bring out War Veteran again, and I'm gonna just carefully get in here, do it up. A little dab here and there, a little dab here there. And just get in there. Paint that in there. Of course, my long hair is going to be in the way. I apparently can see it happening. It's all the details. Right, so I can't touch that right now because I can't flip it over. And I really can't. There's nothing else I can do with that. So now I gotta piece up the next part. See how far I can get without trying to be a bit of a problem tonight doing this. So I'll just move that over just a little bit. Hopefully by next time I should have this mounted and then painted. Always do the back side of things and then paint them and then do the front part. That's how it works in my book. You know, it's kind of funny. Okay, now get this stuff, right? Now, you think the virus part's funny? Nah. For me being a frontline worker, I've seen people buy toilet paper, and I'll tell you something funny as hell. I never thought, and I don't like laughing at other people when this happens, but it's like when you buy that much toilet paper, it's almost like they're afraid they're going to have explosive diarrhea. And I was trying not so hard to laugh about the whole thing. And one day, you get somebody that comes in, and you can definitely tell it's like an inside thing when there's two people who do the same routine over and over. And what I mean by that is they'll come in, they'll buy like maybe two of the like the Lysol sanitizing wipes. So what they'll do, they'll come in, one person, same person, but I bring somebody else in to do the same thing. It would be the same vehicle, however, the other person that's doing it is in that vehicle. The first time around when they came in doing the store, and we had a guy who was with us, and he got terminated on the spot because he actually stole the whole entire box of Lysol wipes, and he sold it off onto the side for about $120 a pop. Now, as much as everybody was, still it's happening. People are going to be desperate to make money somehow, some way. I mean, right now, what's happening is that we got the remnants of the pandemic, which people are out of work, are getting this extra sign-on bonus. Here, I know they're getting $1,000 for sign-on bonus to go back to work. Many of the people I had encountered to talk to are too afraid to go back to work, and it's just really sad. For me, I've been working through the whole thing past year. It was a nightmare. It was a freaking nightmare. Everything locked down, working odd hours, doing things it's just trying to keep things. I mean, hell, during the time of the pandemic, if you went out and got food, they made a restriction so you couldn't get like a mass quantity. And there's some companies, some corporations don't care if you have a big family. The funny thing is how they talk about profit. And then in the pandemic, there were some companies who took advantage of that, were insisting certain people to go out to the retail store regardless. But some of those companies went under, and, well, you all know about the rest of the whole story there. But the truth of the matter is I wouldn't, I don't know. I mean, during the entire time of the pandemic, I was trying to do stuff, and it's a nightmare. But as far as like building models, that's what you got to do, to get through the pandemic and keep the sanity and not get too much addicted to anything negative up on social media or anything like that, because I believe that you get hooked up on the negativity on social media, then there's your problem, because now you get feed into that, and it doesn't look good, and it doesn't help well with the psyche either. I was trying to avoid all that myself during that whole time. It never works out. Even somebody, more like anybody, really. Especially if you have or worked with somebody who's been with the company for a long time and decides to go on that whole thing about under frustration and everything else and start badmouthing about a company. Well, you're on your own. That's when things really get ugly, and at that point, you just don't want to know the person. But the truth of the matter is, really, guys, I'll be honest here. It's not the lockdown, everything was scary. I mean, it kind of felt like the first day of the lockdown, there's one thing I can say is when the lockdown first happened, that's when everything stopped, just about. And the highways were empty, which also made you see the sky look, at least you saw the sky a bit clearer. And now we have all the vehicles up on the highway and running all that high freaking smog BS, and not for me anymore. I mean, back in the old days, yeah, sure. I mean, you had all the you had smog and stuff like that, but nowhere near as, I don't know. Maybe it should be the same as it is today, and as it was back then as well. Which I might be wrong. You guys probably might have to agree with me on some level here. I mean, with anything. But yeah. So I guess right now I'm going to do the starter, which is the part 13. Where the hell is part 13? No, that's the compressor. Oh, here it is, right in front of me. The genius I am. But, anywho. Oh, yeah. I wanted to get that done. Okay, so we're painting this with a flat black. Another part that should have been done. And in itself, when you get lazy, you generally this is what happens. Your brain turns to mush. It is what it is, you know? Nice little one coat of black. Coat number 1, then you do coat number 2. Anything in between is on your own. You know? It just doesn't happen that often. So yeah, where you're seeing on the screen, what's being painted black is the starter. So basically that's what's happening here. And hopefully if I do this right, the engine will look convincingly good enough. But as far as like wiring it, diesel engines are not like anything like gas engines. If it was a gas engine model car kit, I'd probably hardwire it, the whole kit caboodle. But I did that once and don't think I can do it again. So gotta continue painting on the starter here because I'm hoping that sometime once the engine's together, I can actually get it mounted in along with the drive shaft. Drive shaft, well, the color for that is going to be the actual chassis color, which is green. The same green I actually use for the chassis. And yeah, it's going to be fun. And the question you all are wondering about the chrome parts. Well, the chrome parts are not going to be until after the fact. Everything else has been mounted in. The engine's mounted in because you put the chrome on while you have the engine being mounted in. It doesn't look good because then at that point you'll have it set the right way. Before you know it, it falls and you end up with a problem of trying to remember how to locate it back into the spot and then you have to fight with everything else and just don't feel like doing that. So one done and there you go. So I'm just going to do a little bit more of a touch-up. So right now, this starter only has the numero uno coat. So as you can tell on the parts tree, you can see where the black part is. It's the starter. So that's all going to dry for a while. I'm hoping to get this starter up maybe by the end of the stream. I don't know yet. So don't kill the messenger. But I guess over the years, in any hobby you do, any profession, you always have to come up with some kind of good way, and sometimes your good ways can be your bad ways, and well, then you have the ways that are just kind of neutral ground, So I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. So I got 1, 2... That doesn't count. Actually, I do have to do that one, but that's for another time. That has to dry. So far, how many parts did I do tonight? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 4 parts. And then you know what? I'm kind of wondering. I wonder if I can actually do that. Maybe I can do it. Maybe. Probably get... I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things I just don't think I want to attempt it, though. I better not. I'm not going to attempt it until I know for sure. I don't want to make myself look like a fool by doing something I don't want to do. Those are going to hold on to because I know exactly what those are going to be for. That's the alternator. Right. So alternator, compressor, turbine, starter, fan. But yeah, I don't know. I probably am going to hold off on trying to be that brave to do it. Much as I'm trying to be like a little bit of a chicken little at the moment. But so at this point, it's even dry. Should be. Say about an hour, this thing will be dry. This little piece right here. So that's that piece right there. I gotta go back and touch it up, and then yeah, I think that'll be pretty awesome. So just gotta let that sit for a moment. Anything else I gotta do while I'm here? And what do you know? An unwanted visitor in my workshop. Those freaking alien-looking bugs. Wednesday night, 8 p.m. I'm actually, oi. If you're having a hangout session Wednesday night, 8 p.m., oh, geez, that puts me in a, because I'm working until 9:45. Damn it. You know, actually, that Mac DM800 is not a bad kit, but let me tell you what's happened. I'll be perfectly honest about that kit. I've actually had that model kit. Couple things about that kit that I'll tell you personally what happened there. Believe it or not, I had the model kit, and when I built it, oh my god, is that what I think it is? Oi. Oh, that's a freaking, it looks like a black, looks like a brown Lee-Cruz. Yeah, I ain't touching that thing. Hell no. Or is that a stink bug? Holy crap, I'm getting all freaking... Yeah, I don't know about, like, if I'm going to be able to on 8 o'clock, only because I'm working until 9:45. So, yeah, I'm working this really odd time. So, the only thing I can do is try to get on there as soon as I can. But, oh, yeah, about the DM800. Yeah, be careful how you build that kit because the parts are not going to sit properly. Literally, they're not going to sit. I know the first time I got the kit did not sit well for me. It didn't, the frame was like really messed up. It was out of whack. I got to a point building the frame, and then I went to go line the hood up, the cab. The problems that were happening were the frame, cab, hood, and was the frame, cab, hood, and what's the other part? No, just the frame and the cab and the hood. Those three parts. You have to customize them a little bit. Yo, Rena, how you doing? What's up? How's your new job? Awesome. So, anyways, yeah, the model trucks are fun, but they can be a problem. It depends on depends on the plastic, basically. If any of you got the van from the 70s, now some parts of the van, well, in this case, sometimes like the rear differential, when they make it out of the mold, there might be part of like half of that mold might be cut. Oh, that's awesome, Rena. It's cool. That's like really freaking awesome. So anyways, yeah, I found out that if you make your own parts, generally, like if you have a problem with a model kit, you can always make your own parts. Like you can always make, if you want to make a new axle to make it look like it's, like aftermarket and make it look stock, just cut the section that's like missing a chunk of plastic and then just rebuild it. Always works. But it always works in that matter. Always does. And I think I'm gonna go kill this freaking whatever the hell this thing is that's on my thing. It's either a brown recluse. Yo, I'm almost ready about to kill that thing. I think it's a brown recluse. Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna try to go spray that little fucker. I think it is a brown recluse. Oh, dude, that is a spider. Holy shit, it is a brown recluse. Alright. You know, I hate to say this, but I am very arachnophobic when it comes down to these little fucking spiders. And I'm looking at this one, and I'm swear to God, man, if I have any insecticide, I'd kill it right now. So I'm gonna fix that problem, man, because I have a thing against spiders. It's one ugly son of a beach. So yeah. Yeah, so that's basically it there. So yeah, the truck and everything's been done up. Well, engine and everything else. And I get weirded out by like looking at a spider and shit. So it's kind of like really weird. So I usually do streaming, but I don't get, I don't mind spiders, but there's a point in time in my life when I gotta kill something that just kind of like really drives me nuts. So, right. I wonder if I can actually kill it with something in my life or not. Or should I just let the fucker live? Nah, you know what? I don't know. This thing's like really creepy as hell. Let me take a look here. What's going on? Sorry, yeah, I gotta move up for a moment. Oh, it is a brown recluse. Poisonous little bastards. You know what? When done, ignore it. It'll go away. Anywho, so that's just basically the gist of it all. So that's just it. And yeah, it's always something worth doing, and kind of weird, kind of really weird, kind of really bizarre, and so anywho, that's just basically it there, and so it's hot. Well, actually, earlier today it was actually hot. So, anyways, back to what I was doing while I stopped looking at the spider. Just find something to do to keep everything maintained. Much as I hate spiders, I hate them. But seriously, yeah. So I'm gonna look at this here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so it looks like that's ready to be paint up again. So the second coat for the starter. So it should be ready. Looks like it's ready, and it feels like it's ready. Looks, feels, it's got to be ready. So grab a little bit of a fun time here. Get out of the flat black a little bit. That over there. So second coat goes in. And try to be nice to be doing a nice painty thing and watch everything go. Hopefully the next stream, I'm hoping I can have the whole engine together, which would be kind of freaking nice. So, and of course, I just painted myself. Love it. Love it. So, got here. Make sure it's all painted up. So I think we should have everything done, I think. Now, one thing I have to say, there was one YouTube channel I saw which found very intriguing. Some of you might know him as a HPI guy. Awesome. The videos are awesome there. I saw a few of his streams, which weren't that bad. He did one of an auto car kit, which I liked, and there was some, and he did one of a Ford, I believe it was a Ford pickup, but I don't normally generally tend to build Ford pickups, and then which I actually saw Dirty Dogs stream. I actually did see your stream, John Paul, so. Yeah, the big rig kits are good. I used to have a whole at one time with the big rig kits. I used to actually have a fleet. I used to have I think like a whole mess load of them, and maybe a couple of trailers here and there, but nothing new, nothing exciting. And well, one day, well, I just never got, things never happened. Let's see, are you? Oh, yeah, you're a brown recluse. No, yeah, you're a brown recluse. Oh, bastard, go the other way. Oh, yeah, it's a brown recluse. I could tell by the back, the hourglass. Oh, yeah, it's a spider. I don't know if it is a wolf spider, but... Right. Yeah, I'm almost about to drown that little fucker, too. You know, I've always had an issue about brown recluse spiders. Hopefully, if he's nice enough, he stays there and he doesn't move. I won't kill him. Ay. The glove box is open. That's cool. What'd you used to open the glove box up with? God, this starter's gonna take forever to dry. A second coat wouldn't surprise me none. Nah, it's okay. So enamel, glue. There's not much else I can do, which really freaking blows. So I'll have to really focus on pushing ahead. I might have to fast forward some of this stuff in a later stream. So basically, that's just how it's going to be. Unfortunately, there's only so much I can do. But I will add a little touch up to our little engine block over here, which I should just probably grab. So I'm going to go around it. We'll touch up. Get everything all good. Alright, so that's not noticeable anymore now, is it? Just touched it up, got it ready, and now I can just basically do that. So that's another milestone and kind of a slow accomplishment, courtesy of yours truly. So there you go. Any more words of who's the guy from Futurama? Dr. Farnsworth. When he said huzzah, and he said huzzah. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, let's see. You know what? Yeah, there you go. It's a lot of dedication. It's a lot of work. And I'm about to go kill that spider. This thing is like really starting to piss me off. As soon as he gets to a point, I'm going to spray the shite out of the hose here. Hold on. I got to do something. This is really starting to bother me. Just give me one moment, folks. Waiting for that little fucker to come right down so I can actually kill him. Literally. Come on, you little shit. Oh, you know I'm going to shoot you up later. So anyways, yeah, I know. I was actually, that would be a good idea. Do a little insurance card with an owner's manual. They have that sort of thing. How many truckers out there do Mr. 18-wheelers? Let's think about that for a minute. How many? I mean, how many people really do Mr. 18-wheelers? How much of them really do miss driving their 18-wheelers? I mean, you gotta know quite a few people out there who are, independent, or they were working for a company. So that's what the whole shit's doing. He's trying to get underneath. He's trying to go around it. Now he's gonna hide right behind the. Oh, he hasn't learned, has he? Dude, I really want to torch that damn thing. Oh man, I'm like a cat eyeing it like a mouse. So, but no, I mean, here's the thing though. Where I live, they want to put the big rigs. They want to start taxing the truckers here. They just passed the law about the taxing for the truckers. Now, the majority of those truckers are just basically going to drive through our state, which is okay. I guess it's kind of okay, but it's more like the consumer's going to have to pay more in that key aspect. And it's one of those things you really don't want to think, you don't want to fathom it, and you don't want to, I don't know. I mean, it's bad enough everything here is high, and it's only going to get worse. And I'm sure wherever y'all are at, I think y'all are having that same problem as much as I am. And I can't really do much with this truck kit tonight because I just painted the backside of the fuel filter, so they're going to go on during the week. Then I'll paint the outer part of them, so this way I'll be able to get more of this engine together. I'll be able to get the starter and the fuel filters in. And I'm going to do a lot more to fast forward the build a little bit more because, working in sections and little by little, it's really not cool. So, but in any shape, way, or form, just give me one moment. Okay, well,
I'm gonna have to copy this before too long.
okay, I'll see. Alright.
Actually, gang, to see my consumables.
Okay. Boy. So yeah, sorry about that. So anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna end up fast forwarding a lot of this build with the engine, get into the part where I just mount the engine and the drive shaft in. I think what I'm gonna do during the week is gonna do more of the engine, getting that built up and getting everything going. So that's basically everything that's going to be in a nutshell. And hopefully I can start getting everything else together. I've been putting it on and off. The paint's been drying. I've been doing little sections here and there. The starter is far from drying. It's still wet in some places. It's just a tad bit wet underneath the starter part. I want to make sure that's fully dry before I do anything else. Same thing goes for the fuel filter and stuff like that. And don't mind the ruckus out there. Just a ruckus. But anywho, yeah. So that's basically where I'm going to go with this build. Actually, I'm just going to take. I know it's going to be different, but try and get everything together. But I'm also going to take care of the Brownlee Crow Spider problem in a little bit. So, or maybe just let the little guy live and just let him just kind of do his own thing. But if he's in my model box, he's definitely going to die. So, anywho, I do want to. Basically, it's going to be it for tonight. But before I go, now, I actually did some test fitting with the engine. I think it looks kind of weird. Really, this is like the thing I think it's really weird. Is that even though having this engine in, they want you to slide the engine between the rails. Now, this is basically a loose fit. But what I'm going to end up doing, once it's all together, now it looks, what do you guys think? It looks kind of hokey. With the bit of a tan, with the, what do you think? That's basically when it looks all complete, it's going to have the shroud, everything together. It's just a tan engine with a green frame, and it's going to be actually a Sinclair truck, which is basically where I'm going with this design. So hopefully if I did this right, and hopefully I build it right, yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there who were independent truckers or had big rigs. That would be ideal. Actually, the funny thing is, talking about wreckers and big rigs, there was a point in time. Yeah, I knew quite. Yeah, there's a few people that actually do miss their jobs. They miss driving the 18-wheelers. A friend of mine had worked for England a long time ago and had a heavy load, and apparently it was all full of beer kegs. So you guys can understand where this is going to go. And he was on the road. He was driving. I think he was driving into Texas when this happened. And when he was driving, the weight of the beer keg. Now everybody knows the beer starts swishing inside the keg. So what ended up happening was the whole entire truck jackknifed right on over, and it wasn't a good thing. He actually lost his job because of it, and he was trying to tell them it was by accident, but the company at the time didn't want to hear none of it. So, but let's talk about a certain trucking company. I know everybody's been making a joke about this particular trucking company. Now, some of y'all know about the Swift Moving Company. Now, I know there's a YouTube channel. There's a guy, I forgot his name, but he does these things of boneheaded truckers of the week. I don't even remember the guy's channel, but he actually indicates of all this, not all the Swift drivers, but there's a majority of Swift drivers that are really not that bright. If you guys ever seen the videos, like the YouTube clips of bonehead truckers of the week and stuff like that, Gotta check it out. It's the funniest thing. It's either gonna be a Swift driver or it's gonna be a random truck driver who does something really stupid and has no business doing it. But the truth of the matter is, yeah, it's worth watching. And that's just basically it. But in all honesty, now, and some are wondering is, do I like building a Diamond Rio kit? I actually do, even though I'm taking a little bit longer than normal to do these things. Like building a truck kit years ago was kind of like I used to be on it religiously day in, day out. But it just doesn't happen anymore, you know? Too much goes on, and eventually I just hope and keep my fingers crossed I can get it done. When I get done, you know, I have 5 months until I hit my retirement from my old job, and gotta make sure I get this done. So, would there ever be a lowboy to this truck in the future? Maybe. But only time's gonna tell. And I don't even know for sure if even that's gonna happen. But one day at a time, and just do what I have to do to get it together, and hopefully, you know, things work out fine. But anyways, guys, what I'm gonna do is it's a nice kit. It really is. It's a nice kit. I actually like it, but you know, there's some people out there who just don't appreciate building models. I mean, I've actually talked to somebody about building a model kit, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" It's like you're just like, "Well, like you don't even, you know, like what the hell? How do you explain to them?" But then they say, "Oh, I don't have the patience, and I want to have somebody build it for me." Well, you can have it built for you, but then it's not. You're just not putting the work in for yourself. Eventually, in the last stream I was talking about, I said treat. And once the bus is together, I actually have a bus. It's a Freightliner. Now it's a gas engine. It's a 350. It's a Cat 350. But the funny thing is, it's not really a gas engine. It actually runs on diesel. I stand corrected. So, once that's together, hopefully, I'll be able to drive it, and hopefully by then it'll be assembled, and I can drive it and give you guys an extra little treat, a nice little treat from me to you, and be on the road with it, because apparently this house I'm in is going bye-bye. And I am actually retiring at the end of the year. December is the retirement. The end of December is my retirement. From retail, from being a frontline worker and pursuing a different career path. And that's going to be a full-time stream and a few other endeavors that are going to be coming along the way. So, and hopefully you guys can stick along with the journey, and you know, hopefully I can do more kit building and stuff like that while I'm on the road and what have you. But right now, I just want to focus on getting this one done, and hopefully I can just, you know, enjoy the last 5 months of living under this albatross. I know, but things have gotten so damn high, I can't even afford living here anymore. So that's the end all. So anyways, I guess that's going to be basically it for tonight's stream. I know it's not very much tonight, just did a little bit of work and, you know, like a little bit here and there tonight, which is fine. But I'm not even sure, unless if the starter is actually dry, I can actually mount it. And you know what? I did promise that, didn't I? So let me see here. Okay, so the starter seems like it's still, yeah, the starter is still somewhat tacky. I was kind of hoping it wasn't, and I would have mounted it to the engine. Unfortunately, it is tacky. It's funny. I actually do nice builds and all, but there's one I think there's one of all the builds. There's one I've actually outdid myself in, and I didn't show you guys the last stream because it was too many to keep count of. And I'm sorry I didn't show you this one. I'm sorry. I have to apologize to myself on this one because I'm terribly sorry I didn't show you this build. So it's a sedan vehicle I worked on, and I poured everything into it. I really did. And I'm sorry I didn't show you guys this one. And this is where I could have showed you if it wasn't the Mustang. And I mean, if you guys want me to show you the kit, how it came out, it was a lot of heart and soul. Something I pushed myself further than I should have, and I know it's not like something I can really. I guess what I'm saying is sometimes when you build a kit like that, it's just kind of hard to walk away and forget about it. The heart and soul you put into. And I will show one thing. It's not going to be a whole bunch of the memos like last time, but this one crowning achievement, which I am terribly sorry I have not done. So what I'm going to do is I'll go get it real quick. You guys will see why this one I kind of put behind in. And like I said, I got to apologize in advance for this, and I should have done this last week, and I didn't do it. So let me go get it real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right. So, anyways, this is the one thing I basically didn't want to really. Well, this is one. This is the major crowning achievement, which took a very long and extensive time. Anyways, it's another one that's been covered in dust. It's been sitting for a long time. So what I'm going to do is actually, because this one, I should have put a base on this one, and I never listened to my own conscience, and I second guess myself. So I'm going to put it on top of the airbrush box, and it's covered in dust. It's been on yet another one in storage. So this right here was I think this was a 55 or something. It was a sedan. It was a Chevy, if I remember correctly. This particular kit was done with a resin body from Jimmy Flintstone, which is not going without saying. It's covered in dust, and it hasn't been cleaned off in a very long time. A lot of my kits haven't been after my move. So far, this is the outside. So you don't think much of it. Now, this is where if you remember what I said in the last episode, the last stream, when I said I machined some exhausts. Wow. Believe it or not, if you look at the exhaust on this, now underside you have your lime green engine, but the exhaust was actually this piece, sorry about the middle finger. This here is plastic, but this and over here going up to the engine, that's metal. So this has all been machined here, just from where the exhaust is on back is machined, and the same here. Now, dust yet again. So like I said, I even fluxed the hood, as you can tell. You can see it there in the light and by the certain hue and given texture. So this is the engine. Now, and like I said, I am humbly sorry I didn't show this to anybody earlier. And then inside the engine, you can see how detailed, you can see the ignition wires, the carburetors, the tricarb actually, and then the master cylinder. You may be able to see the brake lines in there. I'm not 100% sure if you can. No, actually, I stand corrected. I didn't put brake lines in here, but I did a radiator hose. I put 2 radiator hoses in there, ignition wire, boots, aftermarket air cleaners, tricarb basically, an alternator. The fan was from the kit, and everything else was just basically is what it is. And of course, in the back, what any enthusiast would have for a hot rod have Champion spark plugs. But that's just the only kit I put away for so long. Oh, and then the steering wheel is aftermarket too. I totally forgot about that. The shifter, the steering wheel, in here it's the steering wheel, the shifter are aftermarket. The bedding, I can't really open the trunk because it's resin, but there's a special bedding. Everything has been put there. Yeah, that's basically it. But of course, it's lost its side mirror due to moving issues. But well, and that's basically how that one turned out. So yeah, those are my those are my builds there. So yeah, that's it. That was the one thing I actually kicked myself in the foot for. One of the biggest crown achievements, but that took me a long time to actually get over how much I poured into that thing. It took me about maybe a couple of weeks before I could actually build another model. Again, that was it, basically it. At the time, that resin body I had bought from the hobby shop I had mentioned in earlier streams. That was well, from the early streams, that was the owner of the shop who actually sold that Jimmy Flintstone body for about, I think it was like $55. Now, the kit itself was, at the time, I think I paid like $25. Or maybe a little bit less than that. And the parts, everything else were another who knows what. So, it was a basic apparent. I was like, you know what? Let me try something different, try something new, and do it that way. Eventually, if permitting, I will have to get a new X-Acto blade if I'm able to do my bare metal foil technique, which is, I think on that particular stream, when I get to that point, if I decide to do it with the cab of this kit, I will show you how I do the technique, and you guys can use it to fully detail the windows if you're having problems with getting the bare metal technique down. It's very easy to do. It's the easiest thing, but you don't want to use the dull blade. I mean, hell, some of you remember Herbie the Love Bug. I did that one too. So, but I'll tell you what, save that for another time. But yeah, it's been a long time. I've done it for too long, and I'm getting ready now to do this one up. But anyways, what time is it anyhow? Okay, but anyways, I'm over my threshold time now, so it's been a good, nice long stream and a good one. So just make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and hit the notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video. What I'm going to do is in the next stream, I'm going to have the. Oh, you do? That's nice. I'm flattered, actually. It doesn't say very much. For me, I'm my own worst critic, so I'm actually happy that you like my builds. Yeah, it wasn't easy. I had to learn. I had to take crash courses. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, but I had to do some of my own trial and errors, and had to learn from. What I'm saying is, I had to learn from. Sometimes you read magazines like Scale Auto Enthusiast, and there you go. Yeah, I used to read Scale Auto Enthusiast a long time ago, and the Barracuda I showed you last week. Actually, there was a guy from a company who took a picture of it. I think it was my last model show. I think it was in 1999, 2000. No, it was between 1999 and 2003, 2004, somewhere in there. And that was the last car. Somebody from some big model company, or it was somebody from a publishing company. I don't remember, but somebody took pictures of that car. And now, when you have two people who are in different aspects of certain things of certain cars, like Ford. Okay, so let's say like if one person's a Ford and another person's a Mopar. You see the difference there? The person in the Ford does things differently than the person with who can do the Mopars. So there's that big it's like a big gap. It's like about like me. Where do I fall in? All around. Cars, trucks, planes, ships. Some things. It's just like not very much, but just some things. Oh, trains. So that's like 5 different things there. And I've done an RC car, which was an RC10T, which I still have, but the tie rods are broken on it. Unfortunately, due to hard driving. So, yeah. Eventually, I got some fur. I haven't decided what I'm going to use it for yet. But, anyways, I'm going to have to call it good for today on the stream. Like I said, I'm over my threshold now. I have to get going because I got some stuff I have to take care of before bed. And for Wednesday night, I'm not going to be able to join because I got to work till 9:45. So who knows? I'll be at home probably around 10. And I will be doing another stream next week. Hopefully by then, I should have the engine and drive shaft to show you guys to get installed. You guys, SDM, take care. John Paul, John Klaas, everybody that's been watching my stream, y'all have a good night. Remember, keep at it. Keep building and building. And entering and entering. So till then, I'm going to say bye for now. And, check out my next video. Hopefully I can get the engine drive shaft in. So it's everything fast forward. And you guys don't get bored of me seeing them working on the same engine. So till then, I'm going to say bye for now. And catch everybody later on. Oops.